Hey, I'm Virginia with Planner 5D. Today I'm going to show you how you can go from this to this in just 10 minutes using 3 steps. But before we dive in, make sure to go ahead and give us a thumbs up, and if you're not already, maybe consider subscribing to the Planner 5D channel. All right, let me paint a picture for you. I get a frantic message from a new client. They had just bought a house and wanted it renovated ASAP. Like move-in ready in a few months type of fast. Was I stressed about designing an entire house in such a short time span? Yes. Yes, I was. But then I remembered I had tools available to me through Planner 5D that would make the process a lot easier. When they reached out to me, all they had was a super basic blueprint. I'm talking very, very basic and a handful of pictures, but they still wanted to get hyper-realistic and detailed designs. Usually this would mean sitting down for a couple of hours to recreate the plan from scratch, but not this time. Thankfully, I was able to use Planner 5D's amazing tools to help tackle all of it and exceed everyone's expectations. Even mine. Here's how I did it. Instead of spending hours recreating the plan myself, I used a feature in Planner 5D that lets you upload a blueprint and instantly turn it into a 3D model. In just minutes, that simple plan became a full digital replica of my client's space. This wasn't just a time saver, it was a huge game changer. Having the 3D model ready so quickly made it really easy for me to jump into the creative mode because I didn't have to worry about the basic structure. All right, so before we move on to the design, let's take a look at some of the renovations my client wanted to make. Their hallways were pretty narrow, so they wanted to take away from some of the closet space so that they could expand the hallways. Next, they wanted to see what it would look like to open up the wall between the kitchen and the living room, and then move the kitchen over to this far corner. I suggested closing off these 3 closets and turning them into built-in shelves on the other side, since this room was going to be the office. Finally, they wanted to create a larger primary bathroom and use this room as the closet, since they didn't need another bedroom. With the floor plan in place and a plan for the renovations, the next challenge was figuring out the design style. My clients had some ideas, but they weren't really sure what they wanted. That's where the AI designer came in. I needed a tool that could inspire and quickly generate design options. The client liked modern with a cozy feel, but wasn't sure how that would work given that this house is older. The AI designer gave me several ideas, showing different ways to bring the style to life. If something didn't fit, it was super easy to adjust. I used the AI generator for pretty much every room in the house. Here you can see some examples of how it turned out in the living room and bathroom. This saved me so much time and gave me and my client a clear direction to move forward. But as any designer knows, it's one thing to have a great design, but it's another thing to make the client feel it. I wanted my client to see the finished design as if they were actually in the room. So to do that, I knew I had to create 4K renders. You can watch our detailed guide on 4K renders in one of our other videos, but here's a quick recap. The goal was to create a render so realistic that the client could see how the light and textures would work in the room. In the render settings, I set up the camera to capture the best angles and adjusted the lighting to make the space look as natural as possible. When the final render came through, it looked amazing. Every detail from the shadows to the floor was spot on. It gave my client a clear vision of their future home and got them really excited for the next steps. Looking back on this project, it could have been a complete nightmare, but using the right tools made it so much easier. Uploading a plan saved me a lot of time. The AI designer helped me narrow down on different styles, and the 4K renders brought it all together. So now you know how to make an interior design project quickly and easily using our AI tools. If you haven't already, you can start a 7-day free trial by using the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which tool you found the most helpful. We have a lot of really fun videos coming out in the next few months, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.